Hi everyone, Wendy Spanish Crafter here. I'm back for my second video on how I use my scraps, and following on from last week I showed you how I use strips of card, craft card. I'd been making some boxes this week for my craft club ladies. They wanted to see how to make a mini wine bottle box, and I made them out of craft card, and this is one. Let me just get rid of this, and it just folds open and you put like a little wine bottle, but this one wasn't quite tall enough for the mini wine bottle I get over here. It was just a fraction, you know, less than a centimetre too short, so I ended up making loads of them to try and get the size a bit taller. So I had lots of offcuts of craft card, as you can imagine. So I was punching loads of circles out, and so I've got quite a few in my box now ready for my fasteners like I showed last week. But the other thing that I do as well is cut them into strips, the one, you know, bits that are left, and these go to make the little fastener that I showed you, that there's a tutorial from G-Care. I will link that video below, like this, and you just get a circle of card and a straight piece of craft card I'm using, and round the ends, and put a brad through so that it turns. Then you glue this onto your page, and this just slides over and you can close your envelope with it. Hold a flap down. Excuse me. Anyway, I'll perhaps do a little tutorial on that at some point. So that's all. I have an envelope with all those bits in ready to go, and I can sit making those at night. So as you can see, making these boxes, I did end up with loads of triangles, but also they would be good for framing something, just cutting a little triangle off and making a little frame on a picture. Anyway, they're all in there ready to make bits with. I've got all my circles punched out, ready to do fasteners with. I've got two sizes. So that was from last week's video. And I've also got my little concertina box filled up with ones ready to put into a notebook. So that's done. So back to this week now. This morning I went on a little jaunt to the charity shop, as I had 3 carry bags full of stuff to take. So I pop them down, and of course I had to have a look round, and I found these 2 items of clothing. One is a top, and it's front and back the same. I thought that would be great for cutting up, so I set about when I came in just cutting a few bits up, and these can be used on journal pages or envelopes, anything. So I've got different bits there. Aren't they lovely? A lovely colour of peachy. But I also, even if it was just half of one, because I thought that could just be tucked under something, you know, like that. I thought that would look nice. So I keep those in another takeaway box. You must think John and I have an awful lot of takeaways, but we don't. And also the bits that, even this bit here, I'm going to throw into my scrap box. I showed you that last week. Oh, that's a full one, so that can go in the other box. And they will go onto snippets. Either snippet rolls, snippet strips, clusters, whatever you want to call them. So I'm just going to throw those bits in there. And probably at the end of this video, we'll empty that and we'll get to set 2 and make more clusters or snippets. So that was one item I bought, and the other one was this lovely dress, which is, I think it's a C&A, Jessica. I think that's a C&A. Like, yes it is, it's got C&A on the side there, but that's got some lovely I know it's all machine crocheted, it's not hand crocheted, but they'll be lovely to cut up as well. So I can do that while I'm watching telly at night. So that's, and even the yolk of it has got some nice bits on. So I've got lots to do there, and even I could include a piece of that to send in a swap as well. So that's where I'm up to with that at the moment. So I shall be back shortly. Okay, I'm back with to show you what I've been up to while I've had the camera switched off. I have filmed this once and it kept blurring, so I'm having to redo it. I'd uploaded it and everything, it seemed to be okay, but when I watched it back this morning, it was sort of not focusing properly. So I'm hoping that this will be okay. So this is what I do with my scraps of parchment. As you know, or some of you will, I do a lot of parchment work. Groovy parchment, and this is the sort of thing that I make cards. So all my offcuts I have left over, I either use for flowers like this, or I tear them into strips like this and use them for pockets. So if I've cut a circle out, I just get my ruler and tear a strip off like that, and then just put it in my scrap paper box or bag, and then I've use that for pockets on tags or in a journal. And then this bit I will use for punching flowers out. So I've got 2 flower punches. I think this came from a local stationer's, and this is an ex-cut one. And then I just punch a load of flowers out, and I'll sit at night while we're watching TV with a tray on my lap and assemble them all into flowers. And if it's big enough to do a bigger petal, I will do, obviously. And then I just sit like this. Easier if it's on my mouse mat because it's red. And then I've started using glossy accents to glue them together, because I was finding that odd times the gems would fall off. So just put a little tiny dab on. In fact, there's a bit too much on there, so just put that. And then offset the petals. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's in view. The other one, I'd brought the camera down and I was working on the very edge of the board, and it wasn't a very good view at all. I was going to make it do, and then I thought, no, don't. So I've got these sticky gems that have gone a bit yucky because I've had them for ages, and in this heat in Spain they do go really horribly sticky. So I peel them off the sticky bit and then apply the glue. Right, I need some gems now, which I keep in a little box. There's one, and my other ones I use all different sizes, different colours. The ones here in these 4 boxes are left over from Crystal Art Picture. So I save them, obviously, and I use them on my cards. So that's what I do with my leftover bits of parchment. And even sometimes I'll use patterned paper for the base of the flower, and then put a parchment piece over the top. And I've got a tray. I'll just quickly show you. This tray has got all my, that's my offcuts of parchment to use, different colours too. And I have all my little gems that I use. And everything in here I throw in for, this is what I use the offcuts of pattern paper. I punch with the butterfly punch, and I punch a piece of the patterned paper. Then I use patterned vellum, and I give these out as little gifts on a raffle prize, because I run a craft club here as well. So I give a raffle prize each week, and I use them for that. So they look great as well, because you don't have to use the pattern side, you can use the white side. And I keep everything in there, and I'll probably take that with me tonight into the living room and sit and make butterflies and flowers. So again, I'll just do it on the white. Just put a little strip of glue down the body when it decides to come out. And then the patterned parchment over the top. If it's a very plain parchment or vellum, I will use the pattern side of the paper. But when it's quite a high pattern, you know, a concentrated pattern, I will just use the plain white side of the paper. And again, I just put 3 little gems down the middle of the body. Just put some glue down the middle, and just put 3 little gems. I'm trying to find a decent colour. There's some little green ones here, so they'll be okay with the green. And then I use these as well to decorate my cards, or like I say, I do run classes and I give these out. But the other thing I use them for in my junk journals, just like that. Put them back in the box. I showed you my concertina books earlier, or on last week's video, I can't remember. And with the little belly band on, and they just look nice decorated like that, and they don't add much thickness to the into your journal, so that's good. All different ones here. That's a stick-on one, so I think they look quite nice. But they do look nice on cards as well, and that was primarily what I did make them for. So they will go in my little box here at the side of me. I do keep some for myself ready to use. That's why they're at the side of me here. In fact, this box is getting a bit full, so I need to parcel some up into little plastic bags that then I can then use to give away. And the little flowers as well in another compartment. And I do have another box for butterflies, but I will just put them in there for now. So I think that's it for this week's video, and I'll be using more scraps. In fact, I've just noticed there that I've put some butterflies on that card as well. So I think they look really pretty. So I shall see you next time. I'd love you to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell and the like button as well. It'd be great. And leave a comment. I do like reading them all, and let me know what you think. And I shall be back next week and with some more ways of how I use my scraps. And I'd love you to tell me what, if you know, any of you think are quite unique to yourself. That'd be great as well. So I'll see you next time. Bye.